up, guys? You're all crooked. That's what's up. What's up is like which way would that be to you guys? What's up is what's left. I'm out here currently looking for a spot to do it for the gram, and I think I have a really good idea. Man, I know like I washed my bike recently and this like didn't go on perfect, but it's like wonky, wonky, wonky. Super wonky. It's crazy how much rally's building up. It ain't a little city anymore. Please don't hit me, Isuzu. Here lies Paramoto, murdered by an Isuzu. A what? A Kazuzu? No, an Isuzu. How did you get murdered by an instrument played by humming through your mouth? That's a kazoo, idiot. Isuzu, a truck. There's another big ass building about to go up. It's cool. I mean, I love riding around like a hefty downtown area, a downtown with a ton of tall buildings and cool architecture. So, you know, I'm all about this. What is Paramoto up to today? Besides for asking you to like and subscribe, because I forgot to do that in the beginning of the video. What is Paramoto up to today? Well, Paramoto just got back from jiu-jitsu. To run to Lowe's real quick. I'm his oldest father time over here, and I'm starting to like doing projects. So, I need to run to Lowe's real quick and get some wood stain, because something actually quite exciting happened in my life, and I'm dying to tell you about it. Oh, this is freaking cool over here. Alright, real quick. Do it for the gram! Do it for the gram! Run away! Run away! Oh, now I'm going the wrong way down the road. Security's gotta love me right now. Yeah, so something super exciting happened in Paramoto. As you guys know, I've been going back and forth to jiu-jitsu now for roughly 2.5 years. 2 years, 5 months, a couple days, like 21 days. Actually, today is the day. Today is actually 2.5 years. And a Friday before last, I ended up getting promoted to blue belt, which is just the next belt rank up. Like, there's only a handful of belts in jiu-jitsu, and I am the next one up now. So yeah, the belt rankings of jiu-jitsu goes white belt, and that's the belt you buy. Like, as soon as you're pretty much going to get a white belt. With the cost of your admission, the cost of your membership, you'll get a white belt. I was a white belt for roughly 2.5 years. Yeah, I was a white belt for about 2.5 years. If I break down my hours of training, it's closing in on 500 hours. Like, I did, I think, 245 classes between all of this year so far and all of last year. There's some classes that just didn't make it onto the tallies for some reason, but 245 in the last 2 years, 87 in my first year. So yeah, I mean, that takes you up, you know, well into the 300s. And then usually about a half an hour of sparring after every class, sometimes more, sometimes less. Domino's almost about to kill me, and then a bunch of privates there too. So yeah, I was about 500 hours of training in one white belt, and I eventually got my blue belt. I think it was, you know, about that time. I mean, I was murdering pretty much every white belt, and I was murdering every white belt and going like technique to technique and submitting them different ways every single time. It was a lot of fun at the end of my white belt. So I think it was time for blue, but it goes white, blue, purple, brown, and then black. Really, there's only 2 more color belts that I can get. I don't think I will be at the end of this progression anytime soon. It'll probably be another 10 years at least until I'm even thinking about flirting with a black belt. It'll put me over 12 years of training, and I wouldn't be surprised if I was more like a 15-year black belt or so. But I don't really care. I'm more or less having just the time of my life, having a blast almost every time. Right now I'm dealing with a shoulder injury. I have a partial tear in my AC joint right now, which is a shoulder separation. So, I mean, that's another word for AC joint injury, is a shoulder separation. You only have so many ligaments that hold your shoulder onto the rest of like the girdle that is your upper body, and I've definitely tore at least one of them, maybe 2 at this point. But I'm still going and I'm still training because I love it. Like, I can't get enough of it. So I'm on my way to Lowe's right now to get some wood stain. I'm actually building a little bit of a wood rack, and I might actually put something like this on Etsy. Actually, I see all these like martial art belts holders that are like pretty much just like nothing. Like, it's pretty much just like lay your belt on something, and it's like, I wore this belt for 2.5 years. You know, I want something nice to put it up with it. So I actually have this idea of literally putting a plank of wood and then having a holder that makes it pretty much like you're wearing it. it displays a belt like you're wearing it, which is something I haven't seen anybody do at all. I'm actually thinking about putting this on Etsy and selling something along these lines. And the reason why is just because it's so unique. I actually put this on one of my BJJ groups, and like it got like 100+ likes, just the mock-up that I had. 100+ likes in just a few hours. So I think there's enough interest to make these things, maybe charge somewhere around the lines of, you know, like 80 bucks or so. It's like $40 worth of parts, so I think I could do it cheaper with getting stuff offline, but it's like $40 worth of quality parts. So I could probably make it more like a $75 item. But as of right now, I already have interest in the dang thing. So I think I'm gonna try a little Etsy shop, make a little bit of extra scratch, some extra money, because it's super easy. Like, why not make a little bit extra money if it's super easy and it's fun? I like building things. Supermoto on the curb. That's fucking funny. This dude is just filtering and lane splitting like he lives in freaking California, man. Like, lane splitting is one thing. Like, I think personally that lane splitting should be perfectly legal, you know? But like, you can like Canadian lane split and just go in and out of cars and not break the law and not risk getting a traffic ticket. There's really not that much difference when the cars actually start opening up a little bit. That's one thing. I think a lot of us end up growing out of this hooligan stage with motorcycles. That's the big news on my end, that I got promoted at jiu-jitsu, which, I mean, I'm just like, I want to say, like, I was joking around with one of the coaches the other day, and you know, he was just like, man, that was a long time coming. I'm like, I know. And I was like, right now I can't believe it happened. I'm sure imposter syndrome will kick in here. He's like, no, dude, it's like, you've had that belt for 2.5 years. There should be no imposter syndrome. That is well deserved. And I was just like, oh, thank you. A lot of people have been coming up to me since and been like congratulating me and all sorts of other things, saying that it's been a long time coming and it's well deserved. And I'm just like, honestly, just so humbled. That looks like a penis. But talk about a squirrel moment. But I've just been so humbled and just so absolutely like taken back. I'm just like really proud of myself, because I'm 34 years old and I really haven't played any sports my entire life. Like the closest thing to sports I've ever played was I skateboarded. So like, as far as like a real true sport, and like this being a combat sport, a very hard combat sport, and I have a coach that is very tough to get belts from, but he's very fair as well. When you get a belt from my coach, like, you're not just like at the bare minimum requirements for most people. You are in the meat of the pack, you know. Like, if you get your purple belt from him, you are a good purple belt. Like, case in point, one of our newest brown belts actually got promoted from purple to brown belt and then won a competition at brown belt immediately. The caliber of people that he's cultivating at his gym. And you know, like, yeah, I mean, I had to wait a long time, a lot longer than most people probably would have at other gyms, but at the same point, I feel like it's sweeter. I feel like it's more deserved. Not to say that anybody else doesn't deserve the belts that they get, but I feel like mine is very well deserved. And, you know, I'm happy to have waited, you know? It means more. It really does. You know, who wants to get promoted at something and then be the worst at that thing? Like, oh, you're a new blue belt. Oh, by the way, you are now the worst blue belt. Won't be able to compete worth a damn for like a year or two and all sorts of other things. And it's like, I'm planning on competing within 6 months. I'm going to compete in October. Guaranteed. As long as I don't have any injuries. I'm getting really sick of all these injuries that I'm getting, but, you know, I'm definitely going to compete. I'm actually looking forward to it, actually, greatly. Put my new blue belt to the test. I really want a shady spot to park at. I just pull it into one of these sheds. How funny would that be? Just excuse me. Excuse me, I'm just gonna put my super bike inside of your shed here. Don't worry about it. Alright guys, well, I appreciate you guys watching as always. I hope you're liking this new season, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Deuces.